So earlier today, you heard from Ashley Birch, aka The God, about Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Well, right now, we're going to sit down with Matt Cox, who is the creative director of aforementioned game, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, to answer some questions. But in case you weren't here earlier and you missed out on it, there's a trailer. So check it out.
Fate. It soars on the wind. It rises from the grave. It stalks the ocean floor. You cannot hide from fate. But you can make your own.
That's a lineup. That's the kind of lineup you want to see when you're playing a game for probably 20, 40 hours. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. Our team is absolutely thrilled to finally be able to say Tiny Tina's Wonderlands out loud.
I imagine that's kind of hard because you know about it for so long. Your friends are asking you working on a new game? I don't know. Maybe. What's it called? I don't know. It doesn't exist, so I can't talk about it, right? And now you can say the name.
Oh, yeah. No, our entire team is over the moon, and we're very excited for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands and to get it out there.
You know, it's funny because throughout the entire universe, I know why I would choose Tiny Tina if I was making a game because, obviously Ashley Birch is phenomenal. But I remember a line that Tiny Tina had previously where she says, a gut full of dynamite and a booty like pow. So that's why I would choose her. But why did y'all go with Tiny Tina? What's the decision-making process?
So we are fans of Tiny Tina here, and we know there's a lot of fans of Tiny Tina. And for those who played Assault on Dragon Keep, we know people loved Assault on Dragon Keep. And so we thought, absolutely, there's a lot of inspiration there, and we wanted to turn that inspiration into a full standalone game. So for those that loved Assault on Dragon Keep, it's definitely inspired by that. But what's really exciting is that Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a full standalone game with its own unique story, own unique gameplay, like spellcasting, character customization, multiclassing, and more.
So I'm happy you brought that up because do you feel like players, I don't know, I guess the word could be need, want to, should. Do they need to have, want, should have played Assault on Dragon Keep to enjoy this experience or nah?
Nope, not at all. That's one of the great things about it being a standalone game. So even if I say the words Assault on Dragon Keep and you have no idea what that means and you haven't heard the name Tiny Tina before today, you're going to love what we've got cooked up here.
Good looking now. And I gotta say, your all-star voice cast, when you were going down the list in that video, Andy Samberg, first off, genius, smart. Wanda Sykes, just hearing her voice alone makes me laugh. I don't even care what she's doing. Just hearing her voice makes me laugh. And then Will Arnett, Mr. BoJack Horseman himself, that's got to be a wild presentation.
Yeah, it's been incredible to be able to work with such a talented VO cast that really elevates all of these characters that you're going to experience in the game. And of course, Ashley does an amazing job as Tina. And even in this trailer here, the wonderful Gabe Kunda, who voices the character we see in the trailer. But no, it's been an honor to work with this cast, and everybody's in for a really great surprise.
Skittleness just asked in the chat community, will we get more of Butt Stallion? And I think you know the answer to that, right?
Well, I love that we see that magical diamond binacorn just jump in and save the day in this trailer. But I can't really reveal too much about how
Smart.
Butt Stallion plays into the game. But I am very excited for people to explore and experience how Butt Stallion fits into our story. For sure.
And in case you all are curious about what things look like, we actually have 2 exclusive images. And I say exclusive.
Yes.
It's for us. We're going to show them off. So, Matt, maybe you can walk us through what we're going to see. We're going to show off the first one right now, if we could.
Yeah. So one of the things that we absolutely wanted to accomplish is to just envelop people in a fantasy atmosphere. So a lot of the things that happen in our game come from the chaotic mind of Tiny Tina. So we span classic fantasy looks and some just crazy and mysterious fantasy looks as well. But this environment, you see this gorgeous castle, the gorgeous lighting and the bridges, and really get to be immediately immersed in what seems like classic fantasy. And so we really wanted people to understand that. And of course, well, here's a screenshot of the man himself, the tyrant, the dragon lord. So all of these cool new things that we're going to be able to do in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, it's all for chasing down the dragon lord and defeating him.
I like how the dragon lord decided they're going to be mage DPS and melee DPS. They didn't just pick one. They said, nah, we're going to do both. We're going to do both at once.
Yeah.
I respect that.
There's so much in store for people to play in this game, and of course, it's a high fantasy looter shooter with original and unpredictable fantasy worlds, and of course, being in the chaotic mind of Tiny Tina, who's more concerned with things like fun than rules or logic. We're gonna meet some crazy characters and fight some crazy creatures.
You know, I like her personality because she has a history of taking the story in a direction that she wants to take it in the past of, we're going to do this, psych, just kidding, I meant to say this instead. And so I personally expect a lot of that. But I have to wonder, with Tiny Tina, is there something in place that you felt like you couldn't do in previous games that this game allowed you to do?
Well, one of the wonderful things about, Tiny Tina being our bunker master as she's narrating our game world is she'll be able to adjust the world on the fly with her instinct. So it keeps an element of unpredictability as we're playing the game. And it really allows us to design some really wild and crazy things for the chaotic mind of Tiny Tina. So it's a blast to design for.
I can imagine it was a fun time on set, not only dealing with Tiny Tina and everything that she does in the past as far as chaos and explosion, but also the all-star voice cast you had. So I want to thank you so much, Matt, for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It's quick hits all around, but we got everything I think we need to answer, except for one important thing is, where can we learn out more about Tiny Tina's Wonderland?
Everybody, please go to playwonderlands.com and follow Play Wonderlands on our social, and we're very excited for you to play Tiny Tina's Wonderlands in early 2022.
I appreciate that, Matt, and I love that the end of it is Wonderlands, which is plural, not singular. I'll keep shh to myself. I'm excited for that. Thank you, Matt, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, dude.
All right, thanks for having me.